Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome into Bearcats Daily. I am your host, Blake Thornton. Appreciate you tuning in today. Some long distance recruiting going on. And by long distance, I mean time distance. The class of 2028 for UC recruiting has kicked off. They did get their first commitment out of a local boy. Tight end Jackson Austin out of Xenia High School, Ohio. He is the first recruit for the class of 2028 coming in at tight end. Our tight end coach, Josh Stepp, once again, is just absolutely crushing the in-state recruiting, getting big-name tight ends to stay home and come down and play at the University of Cincinnati. Obviously, the most recent one being Joe Royer. So a lot of potential success for this gentleman. Hope to see him in a Bearcats uniform in 2 years. Fun fact, he did attend the same high school as Gavin Gerhardt. He committed during his visit on the 17th. He had offers from Kent State, Miami of Ohio, Bowling Green, Ohio University, and Toledo. One thing I do like about him is he's kind of got a bit of a fullback role that he plays currently up at high school. He does a lot of lead blocking for the running backs. It makes some big holes. He's very good at run blocking. He moves his feet well, clearing out paths, and gets downfield to the second level to help with the blocking for the running backs. But even more than that, they will line him up in the behind the guard on offense, and he'll leak out into bubble screens or short routes, but he makes great efforts for yards after the catch. He may only catch the ball either behind the line of scrimmage or 2 or 3 yards, but he's averaging over 7 yards a play when his catches are 3 yards or less downfield. So I like the versatility that it comes with here. He can run routes, but he can also come out of the backfield. Good hybrid role. I'd imagine they're going to strictly keep him as a tight end, though, when he gets to UC. But having a tight end screen is never a bad thing. Having that ability to make plays designed for guys to exploit their strengths against the defense is never going to be a bad thing. So congrats to him on his commitment. Hope to see him soon in Bearcats red and black. But it's not just football that's going into the class of 2028. UC is looking ahead as well for basketball, for men's basketball. They have targeted a major recruit out of Dallas, Texas. His name is Xavier Young. He is a 6'10" center, currently a 5-star recruit out of Dallas, Texas. He plays for current Bearcat, David Iwies. The AAU team that he played with is who Xavier plays with now. So a little bit of a connection there. Can it help recruiting? I think it can. Obviously, he's playing for the same team, that knowledge and history between the players. Hey, it could help swing a choice when it comes down to recruiting and who this gentleman wants to play for. 6'10" center, 24/7 Sports has him currently ranked 12th nationally, 6th in his position as a center, and number 1 in the state. Currently holds offers from Alabama, Arizona State, Baylor, UC, and Florida State, among others, have given him offers as well. But UC has sent out an offer to him. I'd imagine we're going to get him shortly for a visit as well. And I really think that with the new coach, with the way Coach Calhoun recruits, I think we're going to get him. Obviously, UC historically has done very well with big men. Obviously, Baba Miller, a bit of a stretch guard with his size. You had Gary Clark. You had a couple good friends of mine, Yancey Gates and Anthony Biggie McLean. John Williamson, Mike Williams. So historically, UC has done very well in terms of the big man game. Obviously, guards as well, putting guys in the NBA like Lance Stevenson and Sean Kilpatrick. But historically, UC does well with big men. So again, another big name recruit that UC is going after. I understand that this gentleman is not anywhere near making a decision. He's taking his time with it from what I've read and reported on him, which is nothing wrong with that. I would rather somebody do their due diligence, figure out what they want to do, where they want to go, and be sure in that. Because you don't want to go somewhere, be unhappy, and have to go in the transfer portal and relearn everything. Moving around is not easy. And players that do 2 or 3 transfers, I don't know how they do it. I couldn't imagine doing it myself. If I get into a place and I establish myself and have built those relationships, leaving is really the last thing I'd probably want to be doing. And I don't care how much more money they're being offered, because honestly, you can always make more money. But being happy while doing it is very, very important. So 2 very big recruits that UC is targeting. One obviously committed for football. and one they're going after for basketball. Would love to see him come in. Obviously, joining the town we already have. Cameron Mercer already signed. He's going to have a year of experience for this gentleman. Can really help build him up and be a team leader moving forward. Now, we have all the drama still going on with Sorsby, and it's just funny how it's going step by step with his team. And I'm sorry, but once again, we are just absolutely disappointed in seeing another player being ruined by bad advice from people who are so-called agents, liaisons, however you want to put it. The representation that Sorsby has is absolutely ruined him. We've seen it happen time and time and again with agents getting in the way and just causing more problems for what it is. Now, Sorsby obviously entering the supplemental draft. He's gone out of Texas Tech. He's gone back and forth, spent money, still has a lawsuit with UC, and now his team is turning on the blame to UC about how, they got reports on it, this is their fault. It's now switched to just pointing the finger around instead of just owning up to what he did. And if you want to play in the NFL, I got to be honest, you got to have responsibility. You have to be able to own up to your mistakes and move on. And if you're going to keep playing the blame game and pointing fingers, it's not going to go well. It's just not. That's going to show to teams when you go into the draft. Can you own up and be a man about what you did? He bet. It doesn't matter who's pointing the finger, what school. UC, who in their statement even said, we got the report, we did what we had to do, we followed the protocol, there was no betting on our team, there was nothing else done from that point on. We got the notification, we handled it at that point, there were no further notifications given to the school that he was still trying to gamble. So, they can keep pointing the finger all they want at UC. They want to try to turn this around, do a PR smear campaign. They still owe the $1 million lawsuit. There's so many things going on with this that at some point, you almost have to feel bad for Sorsby and honestly look at more of his team, his agents. His agents overlooked a $1 million buyout clause. That is why they still have a lawsuit. And still recommended him to go to Texas Tech and transfer without trying to pay it. So right off the bat, strike one. He gets there, they do all this, they go to get a judge, they tell him, hey, we're going to fight this, we're going to file an injunction with this judge, they're going to grant it. And then at the end of the day, Sorsby just goes, I'm just going in the supplemental draft. It's all such an absolute trash, garbage time for this in the terms of it's just complete crap. It's all crap. You violated rules that the NCAA established. You can point the finger at UC, you can point the finger at Texas Tech, you can point the finger at Indiana, but the fact of the matter is he violated the rules that NCAA established. And the fact that they're trying to smear it on UC now, that it's their fault, that they never did anything about it. UC, when they got the notification that he was denied access to a sports betting app, sat down with him, went through the protocol, got it all taken care of, and as far as they knew, that was it. That was the end of it. They're not sitting there going through every athlete's phone and constantly tracking what they're doing. That's just not what's happening. They have trackers for these guys when they get on betting sites, which do alert the schools. It did do that, and UC followed that up. So at what point does UC and everybody else just say, shut up, we have this lawsuit, pay it, you owe us a buyout, go on to the NFL and have a career? Or you can listen to an absolute moronic set of agents and team PR people that you have around you and continue to just smudge not only your name, but just the overall integrity of who you are as a person. And that's going to show NFL teams who may be interested in you that, hey, we might want to pump the brakes because clearly he has a problem with taking responsibility. Life isn't always going to be fair. Stuff's going to happen. Stuff is going to happen in life. But you still have to take responsibility for what you did to put yourselves in those situations. It's on Sorsby, plain and simple. He knowingly violated rules. He is gone. He's going to the supplemental draft. I highly would advise him to find a new agent, get away from whoever's around him now, because as we saw I'm going to use a hometown example with the Cincinnati Bengals. Trey Hendrickson, his agent, absolutely ruined his relationship in Cincinnati. His agent completely screwed all that up. They negotiated a contract, they get an extension, everything. They all signed it. The agent signed it, got Hendrickson to sign. We signed the extension. And then a year later, all of a sudden, his agent and him are saying, we want more money. We want another extension when they couldn't even legally sign another extension. There's just so many of these agents out there who think they know everything about sports, and it's all a money grab for them because that's all they want the money back. They get the money. They get a piece of whatever their client signs. So they're going to tell them, hey, let's go make more money. Let's go make more money. It's not about them. It's about the agent. And in this situation, yeah, he's now turning it around on UC because that $1 million buyout that they're going to have to pay is going to hurt his pocket too. It's an absolute disaster at this point. I hope he just leaves it all behind and goes into the NFL draft. Put your hand up, say, hey, I did it. I'm sorry. I went to treatment. I just want to get on with my life and try to have a career. Do it and get it over with. Stop listening to these agents. The agents are absolutely abysmal, and they're just costing you more and more time, more and more of an image, and it's really going into your character issue at this point in terms of being a kid about hiding from your responsibility. If he'd have just come out, admitted he did it, apologized, take the punishment, go into the draft and move on, this would not be a thing. But because there are absolute idiots out there listening or talking to him to make him listen to them on what he should and shouldn't do, it's just absolutely made this 10 times worse. It's a horrible look, and I really hate that we still are talking about this after weeks because it's an absolute joke at this point. But the one thing that's not a joke is going into this weekend, obviously, World Cup game kicking us off for Friday. Coming up here in a little bit, USA versus Australia starts at 3 p.m. Hey, we're all Americans. If you don't watch soccer, that's fine. But the USA is playing. It's kicking off our weekend. Hope we get a win. I will see y'all Monday. Take care.